I was asked the other day, hey Sarge, why you never play any fast music on your podcast? It's simple. I'm petty.
Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big Sarge, you in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big Sarge, you in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Slide on my road glide, looking so fly. 20-inch rollback, screaming eagle torque pack. I-10 to the end, it's a known patch. If you ain't a ground pounder, pay attention, fall back. We earn elite boys, no need for hitting switches. We split lanes and hogging lanes, we on a mission. On our way to CA, we 100 deep. Water up, y'all the road, run it up, rip it up. Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big Sarge, you in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big Sarge, you in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? I'm outside with it, I scrape the town burning loud when the smoke clear up. You know I hardly did it, I'm real gnarly with it. My ride clean when it bling, I show the lean on the scene to get jiggy with it. No did it, get it, I'm well equipped it. My bike side got a side, so you know I'm hit. She dropped it down and split it, backed it up to shift it. Let me kick a little game to you lames riding around here, giving a set a bad name. It don't matter what you rank or what you claim. When we turn it up, you keep it motorcycling, man. My soul brothers, they roll runners, we rolling deep. When it's time to rally up, it's Black Wall Street. When you see them MCs at the RTE, roll the wall down the road, run it up, rip it up. Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big Sarge, you in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big Sarge, you in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig?
But Sarge, why you always gotta talk about motorcycling? Sarge, why you don't never talk about nothing else? Look here, man. If you gonna do all that crying, what the baby gonna do? Okay, can you hear me now? If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat, please, if you can hear me. A 1 in the chat if you can hear me now. Okay, awesome, awesome. I think I can be heard. Okay, hey, man, the devil is not going to win. I'm back, man, back and happier than ever to be back home in Florida, man. So for those who didn't hear me earlier, man, I took a epic yonder trip, man. Some 6,300 miles across this great nation of ours, man. And for my riders that are getting ready to rock and roll next week, let me tell you this, player and playerettes, it is hot on the I-10. It is so disrespectful out there. If it ain't raining in the South on the Panhandle, it is hotter than snot coming through Western Texas, Arizona, and Southern California. So you've been warned, man. You've been warned. Get on it and get yourself hydrated right now. A cooling vest might be a good idea. It might be a great idea. Making sure that you have hydration on the bike. Making sure, understanding how you're going to work your gas station stops out to make sure you can keep your core temperature under control, as well as keeping your inner body ready to go to be able to attack that highway and to be able to do what you do best, and that's riding motorcycles. So let's set it up, man. Let's set it up. Hopefully everybody can hear me. If you can hear me, hey, man, shout me out with a 1 in the chat. If you can't hear me, shout me out with a 2, man, so we can get this thing together. But I think I'm okay now. So let's start this thing out, man. Your boy Sarge took off on I want to say I got out of Dodge on the night of the 8th of June, man. Got on the road, or morning, on the 9th of June. Got on the road, I want to say about 1-ish, 2 o'clock in the morning, and started heading out. And on this ride, man, it was a little different from me. You know, I've been going across the country every year, man, since, 2020. I mean, coast to coast since 2020. Well, this one, I wanted to do a little something different. I wanted to take my time, and I wanted to do a thank you tour, man. And what I mean by a thank you tour is I want to reach out and be able to catch some of my I-10 to the end, some of my Iron Elite family on the highway, and thank them, man, for all the great work that they've done for us here on the platform. To come, to drink a bottle of water with them, perhaps in some cases break a little bread with them, and just be able to tap and hug them, man, and tell them how much they mean to me. And at the same time, I wanted to go up top. I never had the opportunity to go up top and take the 80 across to Northern California because I had some business I wanted to handle in Stockton, California as well. So I thought about how we go up top, see some things that you hadn't seen before, and then take the bottom coming across and still be able to hopefully example set for the social experiment. So that was the mission, and that's what we were planning out, setting out to do. So me and Big Cell, FHO Atlanta, we decided, hey man, we're gonna ride together. He decided he wanted to go ahead and make this ride with me, and just kind of be as a ride along, you know. So we put this thing together, and your boy took off. I took 75 up to Chattanooga, Nashville, then cut left, started heading west towards St. Louis, Kansas City on the 70, the great state of Kansas. And oh, by the way, if you never east and west across the whole state of Kansas, hey man, Jesus take the wheel or Jesus take the handlebar, man. I'm serious. It is a long, boring ride, man. It was only me and black Angus cows out on the highway, man. But it was a good ride. Wasn't bad. Was relatively hot, but wasn't quite as hot as it was when I went down south. But I went through Kansas, explored a little bit of Colorado. Colorado kind of looks like Kansas until you start getting really west. And then from Colorado, I shot up north to Cheyenne, Wyoming, went across Cheyenne. And oh, by the way, anybody who knows Sarge, man, knows I love Westerns. My wife will tell you, man, I will do anything to sit down and watch a Western, whether an old Western, a new Western, or whatever. So those type of states like Wyoming and Idaho and Montana, I've always been longing to go to those type of places, just never had a time to do it. I've been to several countries overseas through my tours in the Marine Corps, but never been to some of these states, man, in my own backyard in USA. So I had a chance to go up to Wyoming, which I loved. Mr. FHO, he hated it. He hated it. He literally hated every state we went through, man. But I had a chance to go to Wyoming, man. It was a treat. It was beautiful up there. It was like untamed country, man. It was like the last of the manly man type stuff, man. A lot of cattle, a lot of big wild animals and livestock, and a lot of beautiful mountains, man. It was so, I would say it had a mystique about itself. And oh, by the way, Wyoming was still kind of cool this time of year. I saw on one mountaintop, you saw purple and blue skies. The other mountaintop, you saw sun. And then you saw the wind that was beating the daylight side of you coming across the 80. It was like 6 or 7 different weather patterns all at one time, depending on what the elevation level was or where you were moving in and out. And oh, by the way, the trucks out of the West Coast, man, which was weird. I've never seen tractor trailers running at 90 plus. I'm running down the highway and I'm thinking I'm doing pretty good. I'm moving out and I'm moving. Tractor trailers would get behind you and start flashing their lights. You would look up and look at your odometer and go, what? What do you want to do, 100? And you'd move over, man, it wow, pass you and shake you. I'm like, what do y'all got in y'all trucks, man? Hellcat engines? I mean, hey, man, shout out to the truckers on the West Coast, man, Wyoming and some of the states in the 80 on the 80, man. They ain't playing no games with it. They're getting their goods to the market, man, and they ain't joking around. You better get out of their way. They'll run you through on those mountains. They ain't playing no games with you. So, we went through Wyoming. Obviously, those states up top there, there's some things that you want to, consider. Me, I decided that I wasn't going to be doing too much riding at night. Maybe an hour or two in the morning when I get up and run about 4:30 in the morning. But I decided I was going to bed down about 6 o'clock. And it kind of worked out because I never had a situation where I had to get to a hotel and the hotel was already sold out. But I had to consider that because I was really going into some rural area. And the last thing I wanted to do was to get stuck in an area where I get to a hotel, they don't have any rooms available, and the next thing you know, I've got 200 more miles to run to the next hotel. Because in some of those states, man, there were a couple hundred miles in between decent towns. Some of those towns was just nothing but tumbleweed, man, and a couple old shacks and buildings. So some things you might want to consider on your rides too, especially as you're going across the country in unfamiliar territory, man. Really do a mapping out of your route before you take off to ensure that you have the best results, man, so you don't get caught out there, stuck out there. So next morning, got up again, got down to Salt Lake City, Utah. And shout out to Salt Lake City, Utah, man, Harley Davidson. I had a situation when I was in Laramie, Wyoming, where I went to lock the ignition switch. Very fickle equipment. I don't know what's going on with that. Perhaps somebody at Harley Davidson can talk to me about that. That's twice now with the ignition switch. Basically, it's not stripping out, but I guess something happens with the spring that now it starts to twist. It doesn't grip the key or the locking mechanism come off. So they're not in the line the way they should be for the switch to click, click, click as it's turning off or on or into auxiliary. So that happened to me. That was a whole hot mess. So we're out there monkeying around with it. So we finally got it after about an hour and a half. We finally got it to the point where it was able to turn the bike on, but it was in a strip motion. It wasn't clicking. It wasn't mechanically doing what it was supposed to do. So I couldn't lock it and I couldn't touch it anymore because if we if I would have lost that ability, I wouldn't have been able to start the bike at all. And I'm in Laramie, Wyoming. The nearest Harley Davidson dealership is almost 300 miles away. I want to say, 200 and change, 290 maybe, somewhere in that area between Rollins, Wyoming, and Salt Lake City, Utah. So that was a buzzkill, man. So I'm looking around, I'm like, yeah, Sarge, you about this close away from having a major catastrophe on your hand. Now, your boy had AAA, but God knows how long it was going to take to get that bike from the hotel and get that bike over to Salt Lake City, Utah. But God blessed us, man. God was looking out for us. We eventually got it to do what it had to do. And I rode it down to Salt Lake City, Utah the next morning, trying to line up the ride so I could get to Salt Lake City just in time for the dealership to open. I think we got there about 10 minutes early. We went into the dealership, man. Those guys were really, really nice. Those guys were really cool guys. And we walk in and we say, hey, man, we really need a hookup, man. We need you to take your key and fix this, man, to get this thing back on track. The guys come out. They were so kind. They didn't even check the bike in. They worked on the bike for took them about 20, 30 minutes to get everything lined up and get it set. And they did. So shout out to Salt Lake City, Utah. So let's do this, man. Let's get him a Dom DeMarco. Guys didn't charge me a dime. They said, man, where you heading to? I told them, I said, I'm coming from Florida and I'm heading to Northern California. They said, holy moly. Hey, guys, be safe. Much love out there. They took my YouTube and all my information and our socials, man, and said, we're going to follow you guys out there, man. So much love to Salt Lake City, Utah, and those gentlemen from the service department, man, that got Sarge back into the game and built up my confidence. So we took it from there, man. I went from Salt Lake City through the Salt Flats. Shout out to Reef, man. Reef said, Sarge, you got to go see the flats and walk the flats and do all the stuff with the flats. Man, it was hot as hell out there. And it was nothing but the flats. It had a mystique about itself. It was pretty. It was wild. It was crazy. But I knew I was out there. Shout out to K Solo, the rider, man. He's on the road, but he's trying to tune in, man. So he's getting it, man. So you know how K Solo is, man. He started getting into hives when he can't ride his bike for more than a day or so, man. So he's out there. Safe travels to K Solo, and check him out on the podcast, Riding with K Solo, the podcast. So anyway, so I'm going across the Salt Flats, and I'm thinking about what Reef is telling me about the Salt Flats, and I'm checking it out, man. And it's beautiful. And it's out there. Nothing's out there. And we're going in and out of the desert, and I see the mountains, man. The mountains are big and beautiful and gorgeous. But let me put it this way. You didn't see no civilization. And then that's when that time came, man, when I was thinking to myself, this is where you better believe in your machine. You better believe in your machine. This is where you don't want to second guess. Did you do everything to your machine to make sure that you were ready to roll and to be able to make this ride? Because there wasn't too much room for play, man. There wasn't too much room for play at all out there. There was nothing out there. And then they had in the median, they had two fence that ran along the median. So you could only cross at certain times. And in some cases, you would have to go 20, 30 miles before there were a break in the median. So if a tow truck had to come to you or get to you, man, he might have to ride 20 miles past you in order to come back and get you. So, you consider those things when you were riding out there. And man, I'm just going to say this for every rider. This is Sarge's opinion. For every rider, man, when you're going out there and you're going across a track that you've never been through it before, always prepare yourself for the just in case. Always prepare yourself. You just don't know. Make sure you got plenty of water in your bike. Make sure you have an atlas map. Make sure you know where the nearest towns are. Know where you're going to be at while you're out there at all times. You do not want to be out there trying to figure that out or guess it. As we went up to the summit, we're some 4,000 feet above sea level. Beautiful. It went from hot to now cold. In just a blink of an eye. Cloud cover came over, situation changed. So we went from sweating to now cool. Those are things you want to consider when you're dressing for the ride. If things happen, all kind of stuff was going on. But it was a beautiful, beautiful ride. We get into Reno. Things get a little dicey a little bit. The traffic got pretty bad in Reno for some reason. They were doing something going on in Reno. But we made it through. We made it through. It was no problem. We made it through. It was a nice ride. No problems, no issues. And I had a chance to catch a couple of tunnels going through the mountains, which was unique and beautiful. It was a great time. As I was getting closer to the what I want to say, the Sierra Nevadas, gorgeous place. If you get the opportunity to visit the Sierra Nevadas by taking the 80s, man, you owe it to yourself to do it. It was flat out gorgeous. Let me get off this screen here. It was flat out gorgeous, man. Had a great time. And it was humbling. I'm going to say this. It was very, very humbling as I crossed over into California and saw, it was just majestic, man. And you know me, anybody knows Sarge, I love mountains. And it's not like I've been to mountains before. I mean, I've been to Norway and I've been the French Alps and Camp de Cangier. And I've been all over the place when it comes to mountains. But it's something about mountains and ocean that does it for me. It does it. I think those are the two most powerful things on this earth other than fire. It was just gorgeous. They were beautiful the way the sun was hitting them. And something just came over me and it just made me want to get in and out of the mountains and ride and just ride. And it was beautiful. You could smell the air as I was getting closer to Lake Tahoe. At that point, I think it called it something Denali. I don't know if it's Mount Denali or a Denali National Park or whatever, but it was something Denali. Maybe K Solo can help me with that. But it was just flat out gorgeous. I had to stop my bike and pull over to a lookout observation point. Just take it in. And thank God for this beautiful thing that he's made for us to enjoy. And that's called nature, man. It was a smell the roses ride. And during the ride, man, I had all my club brothers and everybody, Sarge, when you going to get to California? Sarge, why are you taking so long? And I'm going to tell you again, man, I say this. The people who are closest to you know the least about you. I've been telling everybody for weeks. I was going to enjoy myself. I was going to enjoy the ride. I was going to take it in. I'm not in a hurry. I was always in a hurry. For the first 15 years of my emceeing life, for the first 12 years of my emceeing life, I was always in a hurry. This time I wasn't in a hurry. Even when you tried to hurry me, I was not in a hurry. And I'm going to go deep for a second. Shout out to K4L, man. Good to see you, my brother. I'm sorry I couldn't link up with you on the West Coast, but you and I need to talk soon. We need to talk soon because we need to take care of some business, man. So shout out to K4L. Matter of fact, the author, the producer, the writer of their Harley Up theme song for the Iron Elite podcast show. But if you guys don't mind, I just want to do this real quick. A couple weeks ago, man, I lost a good friend of mine. I want to say a brother from another mother. I lost him, man. And him and I, and what made it so uncomfortable was that him and I are close to the same. He retired from the Air Force. I retired from the Marine Corps. He was a former club brother of mine, but he didn't. He went on and joined another organization. He worked for the post office some 20-something years, and now I'm coming up on the same. I think he was in pretty good shape. He looked good. He was happy. He was riding his motorcycle. He was taking care of his family. He was a family man. And the week before I took off to go across the country, or better yet, a month before, him and I would call on the phone. Sarge, what's going on? Postman, what's happening? And we complain like we normally do as postal workers. We complain. Man, I can't wait to retire, get out of this, man. Bro, when I retire, I'm gonna ride my motorcycle all over the place, and I'm gonna do things, and I'm gonna be on my patio, and I'm gonna hang out with my grandkid, and I'm gonna do things. I'm gonna build things in my backyard. Him and I spoke about this, man, as recently as a month ago. And when we met up in Daytona Beach, we talked about the same thing. And we'd always chime in with each other every so many months and talk about these things. Man, I'm so tired of this. I want to be my own man. I want to see the world. I want to do things. I want to live life on my terms. I'm tired, Sarge. I'm tired, Postman. But anyway, a week later, man, I'm at work, frustrated as always. I'm at work frustrated because there's too many things going on, and things sometimes that are not even going on that's productive for the workplace. And I'm doing my normal, gritting my teeth and dealing with what I have to deal with, because that's what you have to do as a responsible adult, deal with things that you don't quite want to deal with in order to do what you have to do to take care of your family. It's grown folk, it's grown man stuff. So I get a call at work and say, yo, man, I got some bad news. I said, what's going on? What's happening? Postman is gone, bro. Man, get the heck out. Gone where? Where is he gone? Man, Postman collapsed on the workroom floor at his facility, and they couldn't revive him. Nah, come on, bro. No. I'm tripping now. I'm going backwards now. I can't. No, man, this ain't making sense. No. And you know me, when I get irritated about something, man, I got 5,000 million questions for you. I'm asking a bunch of questions. I'm getting an attitude. I called Postman phone. Phone went to voicemail. I called my wife. My wife calls his wife. Yeah. Postman is no longer here, man. He's no longer here. My buddy ain't here no more. We ain't gonna get to do motorcycle stuff together when we retire. And I started thinking about myself. Wow. You keep thinking life is waiting on you. Life ain't waiting on you. Life ain't waiting on you, Sarge. You better get after it. You better get after it. So I came back home. My wife will tell you I was still in the funk, in the fog. I thought about it. For the next 2, 3 to 4 days. I thought about it. Reached out to Postman's family, specifically his sister. I gave her my condolences. Kind of made peace with what I had to make peace with. And I decided this ride was going to be for Postman. We were going to ride together. Even that he physically couldn't make this ride with me, he was going to be with me in my heart. Anybody know Postman? Him and Yonder didn't get along, man. When Postman do Yonder, he had to get himself mentally ready for Yonder, because he didn't want to do Yonder the way some of us was doing Yonder. So I chose to do Yonder the way Postman would have done Yonder. He would have took his time. He would have enjoyed what he needed to enjoy. After a certain amount of time, he would have got off the bike and said, man, I'm off it. I'm chilling, I'm resting. So I chose to make that ride the way I thought my buddy, my friend, my brother from another mother would have done it. And I took off and I made that ride. That was the Smell the Roses ride. to see some things perhaps I don't normally see because I'm and I'm back home. This time I wasn't doing it. And sometimes I got in a fight with my buddy because he was hardwired to do something one way. And I'll be damned if I was going to do it that way. I was going to do it a different way. But we worked it out. We figured it out. So I eventually get to Stockton, California. Shout out to the Mother Chapter Soul Brothers, man. Great, great time. They treated me like gold out there. I had such a blast seeing my West Coast family, whether it was in my old organization or whether it was just anybody, whether it was the Down to Pound guys or Flaming Knights or East Bay Dragons, it didn't matter. I got to see good folk out in Northern California, and I had a great time. I was spoiled out there. I get there Friday. Sarge, do you need your bike taken care of? Yeah, I can use a detailer. So they get me to a detailer. Then the detailing company said, hey, you want the oil change too? So they changed the oil, got that taken care of for me, got the bike back. You could eat off the motorcycle. It was such good condition. Then I was turned on to a restaurant downtown. Shout out to Sheila B's, downtown Stockton, California. Had a chance to go down there and have authentic soul food. It was really good. Had a great time down there. Had a great meal. Had great conversations. Came up, Rhonda Maggard. I'll never forget her. She comes up to the mechanic shop and she says, Sarge, how you doing? I said, how you doing, ma'am? I came all the way over here to see you, Sarge. Oh, wow, I'm flattered. Me, I ain't nobody. I just wanted to talk to you, Sarge, about what you're doing and what you've been doing. I follow everything that you do. I said, well, I appreciate that. And she goes to start talking about different rides. And Sarge, I like when you had the ladies on for the I-10. And Sarge, I like when you did this. And Sarge, I like when you had them folks on that talked about that. And Sarge, I like that nurse lady, Nurse Tiffany, the one you call the principal. I said, yeah, I like Nurse Tiffany too. I like that, Sarge. What you're doing is good. And I said, I appreciate that. And she got to about telling me about her story, and she ride motorcycles. She don't ride as much no more because she's got some health issues, and she's got an elderly father that she's taking care of. So life is lifing. But she still has an enthusiasm for bikers and biking and that type of stuff. It's never going to get out of her heart. So as they were working on my bike, I talked to her for maybe 30, 45 more minutes. Then she got up and she said, Sarge, she went into her purse and said, Sarge, I want you to have this. I said, no. She said, Sarge, this is to support your platform. She said, what are you talking about? And I said, no disrespect, I understand. Thank you very much. I'm humbled. She said, Sarge, I don't do Cash App or Zelle, none of that stuff. I don't do none of that stuff. So I had to get in my car and come to you where I thought you were going to be and present you with this. Man, it almost brought tears to my eyes. I appreciate you, Rhonda. I truly do. It was an awesome conversation. I hope the best for your father. I know you're a great person, and I know your father's in good hands. Thank you so much. So let me do this for Rhonda real quick, man. Let me do this for being a great, great person. So we go on, man. So we go on. Later on that night, we get to the Mother Chapter Clubhouse. Had a great time. Shout out to Too Short, man. Shout out to Too Short. Man, Too Short packed that place out. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you about this, man. It was a great event. I saw security, a lot of them. I saw traffic control, a lot of it. And there wasn't no freaking stealing bikes in Northern California. Shout out to Northern California, man, for understanding the mission and not letting folks come from all around the country to steal their motorcycles, man. So thank you to Northern California for that. Thank you. So I'm just saying, man, if I bring my motorcycle there, I like to bring my motorcycle home if you don't mind. And I appreciate you guys for that, man. Shout out to Northern California. They did things right. It was great. It was a great time of day. It was a great event. Too Short had the crowd rocking. It was a good time. I saw folks dancing and having a good time and taking pictures and all that old cool stuff. So without no incident, man, it was a great time. Had a chance to go to breakfast, man, with some superstars in Northern California. The who's who, man. Quite a few national presidents, quite a few legends on the motorcycle set, and break bread and talk about things and talk about life and talk about issues. And here's the cool part about it. The majority of the time, we weren't even talking about motorcycling. We were just talking about life. Families, living, breathing, doing positive things. Thanking God for all the blessings that we've been given. That was the crazy part about it. But we had a great time, a great breakfast. Like I said, I was around some great, great people. Well, Saturday night came and I had to pack it up, man, because I got to go places. Sarge has got a date with the I-10 to the end. Because like somebody asked me one time, Sarge, when are you going to do the I-10 to the end? I said, huh? I do it every year. So the wife told me, say, I don't know if you do it the way it needs to be done so they know who it is. Brother Low Key.
Hey, Sarge, you said you're going live?
I'm live, sir, right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you interviewing somebody?
No, sir, I'm on the live feed right now on YouTube.
Oh, okay, go ahead. I'll just pop in and listen.
Okay, cool, cool.
I was trying to catch you.
Okay,
Talk afterwards. I sent you a new email. Okay.
okay, bet.
All right. Bye-bye.
That's my brother Low Key, man, I-10 to the end ambassador. And I have something to say about him coming up here soon. But just like I said, man, have great breakfast. So it was time Sunday morning, some 6 a.m. I got up and I had the privilege of riding with the Soul Brothers chapter out of Inland Empire. For those that are not familiar with the Inland Empire, it's the greater Los Angeles area, more like, I think they cover San Bernardino, not Victorville, but the high desert and some of that area. So I got a chance to go with the IE chapter. Sarge, you can roll with us to LA. Hot damn. I love my LA guys, man. I love my Southern California guys. So I had the privilege of running with guns in the IE chapter. And then the coolest part is right outside of LA County, right before coming out of the mountains, I ran into the Los Angeles chapter. And y'all know how I feel about LA, man. We want dysfunctional, happy family. So anytime I get to ride with my boys from LA, man, shout out to Trigger, shout out to Darnell, man, the Boogs, to Mac, man, to all my boys out there. I love riding with them cats, man. It was so much fun coming in and out of the mountains. So we part ways and they do their thing, and I hit the 405, and then I moved right on into Santa Monica Pier. At that point, me and the Texarkana president out of Texas time, we got a chance to do a little riding together because he was going to meet his daughter on Father's Day. Father's Day was that Sunday, so she had some things for him. So he couldn't wait to meet up with her to do his thing in Arizona. So we linked up. We hit to Santa Monica Pier, and I hit the infamous sign at Santa Monica Pier. Let me see what I can do here. Let's see. So your boy here at Santa Monica Pier, some Sunday, I want to say I want to say this is around noontime Sunday. So you can see the piers got people on it and doing their thing. And oh, by the way, for those that don't know, if you just want to get your bike up there and take a picture, you see the Bob's Barricade sign behind me. So you can't go there on the pier. But typically, if you pull your bike up and take a picture real quick and don't act rude or crazy, typically nobody's going to say anything to you. They'll let you take your picture and then you keep pushing. I tell everybody, don't be afraid. They understand the mission. They know you're tourists. They look at you crazy, like you're crazy, but nobody typically says anything to you. So I got a chance, went up, took the picture, and started my I-10 to the end. It was official at that point. Started I-10 to the end and started heading out. During this time, Sunday, I'm riding now. And it came from Stockton, California, some 380, I want to say 380 miles, give or take. And started I-10 to the end and took off. The weather was really mild, coming down from Northern California. It was really cool. I was actually in base layer gear. And I was in base layer gear. No problem, cool ride, crisp ride. Yeah, facts, easy money, Sarge. No sunburn, no dehydration, and triple-digit temperatures. Hey, holy, we're going to talk about it. So then I leave LA, weather's still great. I get down in Palm Desert. So I want to say at this point, I don't know, maybe 90 miles outside of Santa Monica Pier. And baby, did that heat light up. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Santa Ana winds that are coming out of the mountains, and it's blowing that hot air down, and it was like a blowtorch out there. It truly was like a blowtorch. It got hotter and hotter and hotter. I looked down at the infotainment system on the Road Glide Limited, my 2023 Road Glide Limited, and I saw it showed 117.9 degrees. I said, you got to be kidding me, man. You got to be kidding me. Yeah, it was. So me and Tom, we decided, hey, man, we were going to ride. Instead of going tank to tank, we decided we we're going to ride 3/4 of a tank. And as we kept riding, it kept getting hotter and hotter. Then him and I said, hey, man, this is too much. We're going to probably run every half tank to make sure that we can keep our body temperature under control and keep a safe ride out here, because, we're still going through California traffic and then eventually crossing over to Arizona traffic. So there was a lot of traffic out there. It was very, very hot. Well, it got really, really bad. It got really bad, but we had a plan to take care of ourselves. And for the most part, we were taken care of. The bikes was acting kind of squirrely, specifically my Road Glide Limited, which has a TPMS system. And I think I'm going to save that story because I want to have a separate podcast to talk about the TPMS system and manual checking of your PSI in your tires. So I think I'm going to hold on to that because I got a lot to say, and I have done my homework on that. And oh, by the way, I called the motor company and got verification on what I did, as well as the manufacturer of the tire. So I did do my homework on that, and I have more to go, but it'll be on another show on a different platform, and we'll break that down, and I'll give it to you from my perspective on what I did and why I did it. But anyway, so we move on. We get to Phoenix. No problem. Get to Phoenix that evening. Hey, man, shout out to Doc J. Doc J showed your boy plenty love. I'd already had me a room booked and reserved, man. I was like, what? Like, Sarge, go here, do what I say, and go get in the bed and go get some sleep. Yes, ma'am. So bedded down, got up the next morning, and then the next place I was heading out to was Fort Stockton. Made it through Fort Stockton. The weather cooled off a little bit. It went from 117.9 the day before to a cool 104.5 coming through Western Texas. A beautiful, beautiful ride. Awesome ride coming through Western Texas. I had a great time coming through there. Awesome time. Got to Western Texas. I think I stopped in Fort Stockton, punched in with my man Low Key. Low Key said, Sarge, where you at? Told him where I was. You coming to Houston? I said, you damn right I am. Sarge, I got you taken care of when you get to Houston. So I boogie out. I talked to Big Win, who's out, by the way, an I-10 to the N alumni who lives in El Paso. You know, everybody know I rock with Big Win with the Buffalo Soldiers. Great guy. I meet up with him in El Paso. We have a water. We sit down, we talk, we chop it up and talk about the normal things that me and Win always talk about. Great time. We snap a picture. Awesome, awesome, awesome day. Then I push on after about an hour and I head to Fort Stockton. Got to Fort Stockton. I'm sorry, I was in reverse order. I went to El Paso, hollered at Big Win. From El Paso, I went to Fort Stockton. I bedded down in Fort Stockton. Got a good night's sleep, got a great meal. Woke up the next morning about 4. It was time to take off. And as I was in the lobby, hydrating. After I hydrated, of course, I want a small cup of coffee, not much, just a small cup, just to kind of get a little jill on me. And it was a guy that was working, I think it was a civil engineer working on the highways there on the stretch of 10. They were doing some work on the highway and maybe an overpath or something. And he said, hey, man, be careful out there. There's a lot of deer out there, dark. I said, yeah, I know it. And this is a stretch of Fort Stockton to, I can't remember the next time. God forgive me, I can't remember it. He said, man, there's a lot of deer out there. I said, yeah, I go through every year, but thanks for reminding me, man. I said, you know, it's real. It's real. If it ain't the deer you're going to be dodging, it's the trucks getting up in the morning. He comes back about 20 minutes later as he passed by and say, man, be careful out there with the deer. Gotcha. So by the third time, he said it again. Now I'm getting irritated. I go out, get ready to get on my bike. Something told me, man, go sit down for another 30 minutes. Let it get a little bit more. Let dawn break a little bit more. So I did to about 5:30. Got up, I could see decently out the road because dawn was starting to break. Some 38 miles down the road, I come across fresh deer carcass in the center of the road. Blood, guts, carcass everywhere, just stuff everywhere. And it looked pretty fresh. And I thought to myself, ain't it funny how God works? This guy was irritating me by telling me the same thing over and over. But something told me to stop. He don't wonder, what does this guy keep saying all this stuff for? 38 miles later, 30 minutes and 38 miles later, I come across deer carcass. And I tell you, I ain't gonna lie to you, if I would have ran up on that, because I was coming down in hill, so at the top of the hill, couldn't see anything. So I was dropped. As soon as I dropped, it was sitting right there. There's probably going to be a great chance I hit that deer carcass. And God knows what could have happened. God knows what could have happened. So sometimes when somebody's giving you some type of advice, sometimes it's okay to heed the warning. I know we think we know a lot, but there's something we can learn from anybody and anything in any scenario. So I thank God for that. I thank God for touching my heart and said, boy, sit your behind down somewhere. Sit down. You ain't in a hurry. Let the light come out a little bit so you can see. And because of that, I could see. And I was able to evade the deer carcass. I literally had to go into the westbound lane to go around it because it was so much covered in the eastbound lane. So I get to Houston. You know how low-key works. He going to take care of you, man. He's going to make sure you got a great room. And that's my room, Kodak, the ground pound. I don't care what you say. That's your boy room. I'll let you use it from time to time. So, man, he took care of me. Great room, great amenities, great setup, great family, awesome son. A pretty cool dog, too. So I was able to wash some laundry. I had stink laundry from days on days on days. Able to wash some laundry, we're able to get a great meal, have a great conversation. And then I get up the next morning. He launches me off, sends me off. Let me see if I can, maybe I might even have that one. Let's see what I got here. I might even have that one. I don't know if I got that one in my. I might have that on my Facebook. Let me see what I got on Facebook. Let's see. Maybe it's there. Let's see. That's us right there. Let me see if I can highlight that picture there. Y'all forgive me, my skills ain't skilling right now. Let me see if I can drop that down in. Let's see. Yep, that was us that morning, man. He was getting ready to launch me out. It took care of me, made sure I was good to go, and everything. So shout out to the highway ambassador, man, Low Key. Let's give Low Key a Don DeMarco, man, for always looking after your boys on the highway. Don DeMarco. So I launch out, heading out, and it was time to go meet up with Cartwright, the Road King. So I met him in Louisiana. My man looked out for me as I went along the team. He looked out at me after me, man, made sure he met me. I think he met me in Lafayette. I want to say Lafayette. It was right before the bridge. You know, everything is kind of mixed together now. I'm not positive. But he meets me at the gas station. My man, Mr. Road King, shout out to Rock Solid Motorcycle Association. Them boys are the truth. Made sure I had a burger, a couple Powerades, some water. We talked, we dapped it up, did our thing for a minute, man. Awesome time talking to him. And oh, by the way, man, he just recently came off the I-10 and finishing up. It was the Boot Boy edition. The Boot Boys out of Louisiana, man. So, you know, he hung out with me for a little while. We talked, we chopped it up. Again, talking about everything under the sun, life. Let me see if I could pull that one up as well. Y'all forgive me. I'm getting back and trying to figure out how to get everything rolling again. Let me see if I can. This is me leaving Low Key's house. There's a little Tanner down there. We're trying to make sure we didn't get Tanner on the way and take him to Florida with us. Yeah, there we go. Me heading out the door. So I get to Louisiana, man. I meet up with Mr. Road King. Me and him hung out, like I said, just for a few minutes, did our thing. And then it was off to, it was one town right before New Orleans. I met up with Winford, rode with him. He bought me a tank of gas as well as Mr. Road King. Talked, shot the breeze for a few minutes, and then the bottom fell out. It rained on us 3 different times. Leaving New Orleans, I think we rode together from New Orleans to the Mississippi state line at the Buc-ee's. Then we parted ways, and I pushed on, rode up until Florida, crossed the Panhandle. Decided I didn't want to get into Jacksonville late at night, so again, a Smell of Rose tour. I had a chance to hang out. In Pensacola. Got a chance to talk to some great bikers, some other people at the TGI Fridays. Again, making relationships, making friends. Woke up the next morning and got it on into Jacksonville, man, to my final destination. It was a good ride. It was it wasn't a hard ride. It was a good ride. It was a hot ride. There's Mr. Road King right there. Met him in Louisiana. Then we went on. This is Winfield. Got a chance to ride out and hang out with him a little bit. Let me see if he's up on my screen. Let me get him on the screen. That's him on the screen. You notice that we're in rain gear because it was raining like crazy on us. It rained like crazy. Let me see. But anyway, so shout out to Chiz, man. What's happening, Chiz? Hey, man, Chiz, wish you could have been there, man. It would have been a lot of fun for us hanging out. But get healed, Chiz, so we can ride together again, man, and make some memories, man. One time for Big Chiz, man. So, I get into Jacksonville, did my video, got a chance to get over to Harley Davidson and do some stuff over Harley Davidson. Because shout out to Harley Davidson, they did support quite a bit during the ride and some different things that we were working on. So shout out to them, man. But it was the epic I-10 to the end mixed in with the 70 and the 80 cross into Northern California, and also having a chance to see some great friends on the West Coast. Takeaway from the trip, man. Don't forget to smell the roses. Don't forget to smell the roses. Takeaway from the trip. There's a lot of people who love you. A lot more than I knew. A lot of people took care of me out there. A lot of people made it easy for me out there. And I like the thing is just because of relationships that we made and we cared to maintenance, to make sure that it stayed the way it needed to stay. A lot of folks take away. Safety over ego. It's too easy to get on these motorcycles and ride day and night to get across country in 2.5 days and 3 days. For years, I did a lot of things that were unsafe because I had an ego. And I had to get somewhere. And I had to be the best of the best of the best with riding as fast, as quick, and as whatever is possible. Sometimes not even eating in order to get somewhere fast. Sometimes barely hydrating to get somewhere fast. Sometimes damn near flying. All I needed was wings on my motorcycle, and it would have been an airplane to get somewhere fast. For what? For what? I get it. Sarge, you don't understand. Everybody don't have as much PTO as you got. I get it. But safety over ego, man. Safety over ego. If you can't afford to be safe, you can't afford to take the trip. You can't. You can't afford to hurt yourself. You got people back at home that are counting on you. Do the right thing at all times, brothers and sisters. Safety over ego. Takeaway. Life ain't promised you forever. Life ain't promised you nothing but the minute you stepped out of that bed. You got that second to make a difference. You got that second to do something. That's all you got. You don't get an hour. You don't get all day. You don't get 6 years from now. You get now to live your life. Live your life, man. Don't be obligated to people and things that don't care about you anyway. Live your life. I hear people say it's wind therapy. I hear people say it's my alter ego to ride my bike. I hear people say it just makes me feel great. It makes me feel free as a bird. Whatever your reason for riding your motorcycle is, you ride it. You ride your ride. Your ride is the best ride. If you think going slower on your ride is better for you, you go slower. If you think checking your oil more than one time a day, you check it. Nobody knows your bike like you do. If you love your life, you will do everything to make sure your ride is the safest ride, is the best ride. It doesn't care what nobody say. Your ride should be your best ride. And ride as if your life depends on it. So that's my takeaway, folks. My hours here, and I promise low key, I won't do over hour shows. So my time is up. It was my greatest ride, this ride. And if God bless me with another ride, I can't wait to make another ride, to ride my motorcycle and do my thing. That was my I-10 to the end, man. Y'all stand by. This week, man, I got the Boot Boys out of Louisiana. I'll be interviewing those guys on Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be getting it in, talking about their epic ride from Louisiana to Jacksonville, from Jacksonville to Santa Monica Pier, and back home to Louisiana. And then on Monday, let's see where it's at. So I don't want to mess this up. Then on Monday, I'm going to have the Street Soldiers out of North Carolina. We're going to be talking about their I-10 to the end ride. And then we're lining it up Wednesday. We got Princess McCall, who did the Four Corners in conjunction of her I-10 to the end ride. And I'll be doing Princess McCall at noon. I'll be doing Street Soldiers. I'll be doing them at Monday night at 7 p.m. So we got 3 epic shows coming up, and I'm working on getting the Father-Son edition together. Old Man and Pops, Buffalo Soldiers edition. There will be the one on the tail end, so hopefully I'll be getting them towards the end of the week. Oh, by the way, tomorrow something's going on. Soldiers United MC, the Mother chapter. They getting it in tonight, but tomorrow they're going to be at Harley-Davidson. They're going to be at Harley-Davidson. Your boy's going to be there. We're going to have a great time. Saturday night is their annual. Come check those boys out, man. They did an awesome unity ride. I think stretched all the way from Killeen, Texas, all the way down to Central Florida, Kissimmee, and back to Georgia. They did their thing, man. Them guys over Soldiers United ride motorcycles. I'm just telling you that right now. But hey, man, I've been too long. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to the great Doc J. Thank you to Low Key. Thank you to Soul Brothers IE. Thank you to Soul Brothers LA. Thank you to the Mother Chapter Soul Brothers. Thank you to Winfield. Mr. Winfield, thank you for riding with your boy and not getting us a speeding ticket coming across that bridge. I'm just gonna say, because I thought you would toast, my man. Thank you to Mr. Road King Cartwright. Thank you to Low Key. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to the great Snacks. Thank you to Slim Wayne from Soldiers United. Thank you to FHO Atlanta. Thank you for everybody for contributing towards this ride to make it the greatest ride I've ever made in my whole entire life. So that's my I-10 to the end story, and I'm sticking with it. And in the meantime, in between time, man, y'all keep it motorcycling, you dig?
Hey now, it's your girl Piper, the 2025 Iron Elite Female Titan, and you're now tuned in to Sarge on the Iron Elite Podcast Show, home of the Ground Pounders Reunion and the Coast to Coast Run, the social experiment, where motorcycling is not just a hobby, it's a lifestyle. You dig? Now like, share, subscribe, and follow for all things motorcycling, and I'll see you on the sled.
Hey, it's your boy Low Key. Y'all know I roll with Big Sarge and the Iron Elite, home of the Titan Award and the Ground Pounder Family Reunion. Each one teach one, you dig?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this your man Kodak, the most hated, coming to you live on the Iron Elite Podcast with my man Big Sarge, where we always keep it motorcycle. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know what it is.
This is the Mileage Bully, the Moto Mob CEO, and your 2024 Titan. You are now listening to Sarge on the Iron Elite podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. If you're not listening to the Iron Elite podcast, what are you really doing? Because we are talking motorcycles over here. You dig?
Hey y'all, it's Snacks reminding you to tune in to the Iron Elite podcast. You dig?
I ain't got too much to say, but y'all make sure y'all bring that same energy out